So what do you think the story of this free agent season entering the draft is right now? Like, who are you just going really macro on it for you right here?
Yeah, well, I do think the Texans are one of the biggest stories for sure. I think that the entire Chicago Bears Justin Fields situation is interesting,
because it leads to the Steelers as well. It ropes
them
but
also, and we were talking about this on my show, but the Steelers' season win total is 8.5 for this year, right? Mike Tomlin's never had a losing season, and now they have 2 bites at the apple at the quarterback position, right? Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, either one of which I think is an upgrade from Kenny Pickett. I don't really understand that number for people that are into that. But then the other thing is, like, everybody's talking about how great Caleb Williams is, right? And I'm sure he's very good. Fields is bigger. Fields is faster. I think Fields has a stronger arm. So it just goes to show it's not all about physical ability. I think it's the natural feel in the pocket that Williams has, the accuracy, because I don't think anybody will say that Fields is a better player. So that's interesting to me as well. And then the number 2 pick, there was a rumor like a week ago for a while that the Commanders liked JJ McCarthy and they might be taking JJ McCarthy. And I thought, really? Like, that seemed like a smokescreen, but why, if you're the Commanders, do you need to have a smokescreen? If everybody knows the Bears are taking Caleb Williams number 1, essentially the Commanders can take whoever they want. I don't think that's going to happen. I heard Schefter recently. It kind of sounds like the Commanders are going to take Jaden Daniels from LSU.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's talking about Jaden Daniels at LSU being the most pro-ready and having the best season, and obviously he had some of the best weapons as well, and he also has a two-way game that potentially the other quarterbacks in the draft don't have. If I would be stunned. I would be stunned if it's Drake May over Daniels. I really would.
What about McCarthy?
Of course, the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if we're going to have 4 quarterbacks start it. Like, who's going to be the team that trades up to the 4th overall selection to get whoever's still remaining on the board, assuming it is my guy from Michigan. So,
as a Michigan fan,
yes, sir.
What's your retort to the people that talk about how they didn't throw the ball that much, and they didn't throw the ball in certain situations where it's almost like they took the ball out of McCarthy's hands.
And thus it's a detriment.
That's the negative that you hear.
Thus it's a red flag for JJ McCarthy.
That's what some people say, yes.
Okay, and what's my retort to that?
Yeah.
You're a moron.
I was going to say, Ross has not been tuning in. I mean, other things going on during our show.
It's understand.
Clearly.
Understand.
In the last, 4 months.
You're a moron. Is that too harsh a retort? Come on.
No, you could be.
Come on.
Harsher, I think.
Let me just say this. There's 2 ways of answering that question. The first one is Michigan's DNA and Harbaugh's DNA, as Chargers fans will find out, is mashing up front. Did you see Jim's response about the offensive line position that he gave at the owners' meeting about how the offensive line is what it's all about? You heard that, right?
Oh, I loved every second of it.
I'm sure you did.
He's a former quarterback saying that too.
Okay, and I thought it was brilliant. So that's what he's all about. He's about dominating the line of scrimmage and having a special running back like Blake Corum and the rest of that position group. Sometimes it would rule the day. The game in which they ran 32 straight times, Michigan will not tell you off of Penn State. They will not come out and say, I think McCarthy was hurt. Number 1. Number 2, they had a major problem trying to block on the right side of their offensive line. So they're going to just start running the ball, and they did not need to throw it. I don't think McCarthy was ready to throw it. And the games that he needed to throw it, he threw his long, deep passing is exactly what we needed. I'll say we, even though I wasn't on the field. Exactly what Michigan needed in the game that they won in the Horseshoe. The second of 3 in a row against Ohio State. His deep passing, his accuracy, his guts, and his determination is exactly what you want at the position. He is Jim Harbaugh's spirit animal. That's one way to answer it. The other way to answer it is you tell me another 20-year-old that might be sitting there, because he was 20 at the time, another 20-year-old sitting at the time thinking about, maybe this is my last year at Michigan. I need to get my draft stock up, and I'm going to watch Penn State, Michigan go down with me handing it off 32 straight times, and I'm going to be cool with it. I'm not going to say a word. Nothing's going to come out of the locker room about me bitching and moaning about where's my stuff, where's my moment. Get out of here. He never did that. He would never think about doing that. He is a winner, and he is a guy who says there is no I in team, and he means it. Why wouldn't you want to draft somebody like that?
Well,
how's that for a long-winded? No, that's my long-winded way of saying you're a moron.
Rich, I love it. And my argument is this.
Yes.
You can't knock a guy for what he wasn't asked to do. Like, if you have bad throws from JJ McCarthy or bad reads, by all means, criticize him for that. But by saying, well, he didn't do this, if you go back to when Andrew Luck was at Stanford, they threw the ball more when Harbaugh was there. But it's not like they were throwing the ball 40 times. He had Andrew Luck. And it's not like Harbaugh was just throwing the ball they were still running the ball a lot at Stanford. That's what Harbaugh wants to do. That's what he believes in.
Well, that's what the draft is about. It's like if you don't do it, that means you can't do it. If you're not asked to do it, that means you're not able to do it. But that's just then they haven't clearly watched him quite a bit. So catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.